Good morning. Welcome back to my most ethical, activated, light and love crew. Good to see you again. Good to see you, angels. Doing your thing. Helping secure justice in many different realms. Excellence. I was going to force myself to like a lipstick to get used to a certain lipstick color. I guess it's just farther away. So let's do a wild card thing on in my bag. What's in my bag? That one. Oh, it's Rouge Saint Germain. This one actually is a new favorite of mine. I used to do a darker red, but now I think I'm growing out of it. It's a limbo red. But anyway, can't really see here. Oh, you're funny. Anyway, some things to look forward to today. Where's my freaking thing? There. Some things to look forward to today. Without compromising what needs to get done. Because between my bed and just whatever, I noted several things, and I was not about to list them, write them down. It's just, I think it's the dynamic of feng shui between several realms of sentience. So as I move along, I have to recognize myself as energy. And I don't know of anyone who does this kind of method, but this is what I'm being told. The feng shui is creating energy efficiency while optimizing its potential to bring wealth in several magnitudes. Yeah, so there's different tangents that I can take, and I'm being told several things right now, but let's kind of squeeze it all down to this thing. So let's finish that sentence here. So as I'm walking through, wherever I'm navigating, whatever I take note of, I know it's a little ADHD, but we gotta fix that stuff. This is the same kind of mentality that other sentience has when they're roaming through. When wealth is supposed to make its way to you. You don't keep shit in front of your door. You don't obstruct entrances. So there's that whole thing. And that's where I'm at right now. That's what I have to look forward to, quite literally, on a very practical basis. That's what the angels, they're so funny. I don't even know why they do me like this, but it's good. They have a sense of humor, and they know that I need it too. I did not give up this morning between several calls and computations that I had to make. Holy crud. Seriously, I did not set the precedence that that I'm going to lose this one or I'm going to luck this one out. No, it's just going to get done, and we're going to figure it out, and we're going to trust that there's wiggle room for the better. And that's what came along. And I'm not going to say that it's an easy ride here, for sure it's not. But we got the preface, which is the sun card. Hello, I did not expect to see that. It is still morning, and it is 10:10. Hello, you see? Definitely. What is this all about? I feel like I should switch decks. Just because I don't know where this is going to lead. But let's do this. Okay, so what do we have to look forward to without compromising the things that need to get done? No, the things that must be done. Yeah. Okay, we got several here. One turned up, and these, oh, look, the things are going to get done. I wanted to say that Ten of Wands, but dude, like, it's a whole lot here. And it's that's funny. Holy smokes. This is the World card, so it's the end of cycles. And who are you? Anyway, she's like, she's not just in this supposed bed. Oh, you know what? She has long red hair, so it kind of meshes in with where she's laying. But it reminded me of like a bowl of punch. So somebody just got knocked out. Anyway, he's saying she did, obviously, because she's down. Anyway, there's the Knight of Cups in reverse. This face card, which I don't know yet. It looks like the Ace of Swords right there. Where does the box? Okay. It's not on either of the sides. You know, the imagery. Not on any of the sides. All four. Usually they don't have pictures on the sides, but they do on this, and none of them are depicted. Okay, we'll figure this out. Ten of Pentacles upright. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Ten of Wands upright. Holy smokes. That's a triple 10. You know what that is? That's like maximum jackpot. For real. Inclusive of the major arcana. This is... Okay, let me before you talk about it, let's keep going. Okay. Knight of Pentacles and then Six of Wands. What? You're so weird. Okay. So smack dab in the middle is wow. The Wheel of Fortune. It is in reverse, but it's, you know what it's saying? It's all hidden in plain sight. You see, it's smack dab in the middle. It is in reversal, but don't let that confuse you. Like, this is basically a peacock showing off, like, but to be bookended by, you know, this is kind of like angelic divine, because it's very low-key, but also very obvious within its likeness. Like, your right hand and your left hand man will know what's up, because you're all on the same avenue of 10 10 10. So all in the likeness of like the same what is it, same goals. How do I say it? You know, like how there's a common enemy. It's like, oh, common goal. So, okay, so, yeah, so this is magnified. Again, I don't know why Feng Shui is in the picture. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, this is up to bat for sure. How many innings are there in baseball? I don't remember. But they always say, like, bottom of the ninth inning or something. That's what's in my memory, engraved. So I'm guessing there's 10 innings. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what it's talking about here with the pentacles and, like, as balls. And the wands as bats. So it's definitely showing up for every inning. To my understanding, like, I could totally not be getting this right, but the concept of it in when we're talking about how do I say it? This might not be technically right, but I know that my concept of how many innings there are, the deduction I have is that there are 10 innings. And if so, then you're showing up for every single one. So this is excellent because it's not just you, but also your crew. It's whoever you're dealing with on that same level. That is excellent. So you can take this on also on a business stance, not just on a romantic level or even platonic. This is committed energy. Like, who would not want to show up for the jackpot? And even so, when it's not so obvious at first glance, you want the people who are going to show up, whether or not those coins fall. You definitely want that kind of energy around you. So this is a strong support crew that'll be in it for the highs and lows. The freaking U-turns, the like jagged off-road excursions. These are the people that are main crew. Yeah. So I'm hearing a trio here. I don't know why. Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of abundance there, obviously. Okay, so what's on the prefix cards? We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and this. I have to look for this. What is that? Is that the Lovers card? Is that a variation of the Lovers card? I'm gonna take a quick peek. Okay. Yeah, this is This is like getting to know each other, but like, it's I don't know. It's very intimate. Like, this is a couple that has been together for like a very long time. Not very, like, how do I say it? This is like, I've never been put in this kind of a situation. It's not even really a situation. It's I don't know. It's like, I know that let's look for the cards first. Like, how do I say this? I've never been, how do I say this? Because there's no lacking here. There's more just like, I know that what has once passed is no more. And that's not the sad part of it. It's just, it's an old life, and I'm not doomed to repeat it. In fact, there's a foreboding of, this is what a freaking foreboding is for sure. That's what the foreboding is, that there's better times to come. What I was once familiarized with is not going to have to repeat itself. So my renewal process is absolutely based on different terms. So it's not solely about doing things that you've never done before, but also not having to be put in situations where I've been there with another person, except I'm trying to do a do-over. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to intimacy, like so I guess that's a big plus here, is that I haven't explored, well, how do I say it? I haven't been in reciprocative situations of exploration in the past. So trying to, like, being put in, like, it does mental shit to you sometimes. I would think that if you've explored those avenues with a certain person, and then you find somebody that you really like, this also goes for business too, okay? And you find somebody that you really like, then you engage with them, but then, like, you have this, I don't want to call it a benchmarker, because you're already, like, done with that, unless you're not, but you know, you have certain imprints of being put in those positions too. So, like, it's almost as though what I'm due to experience is what I haven't experienced before. So it's not going to play mental games or emotional or whatever. There's going to be no conflicts on that. That's really great. That's really freaking great. So I still don't see the card that's like that. That's weird. So it's very much individual so far. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That Oh my gosh, sorry. I think 20% battery. But that says it even more. There is no other card like this in the deck. Usually, was it Lo Scarabeo? This maker, in all the decks that they create, the face card, the cover card, is a duplication of, let's say, the a very prime position, a very, well, not to say that this is not, but this is unlike any other card, whereas in the others they duplicate it off of like the Magician or the Lover's card usually, or someone in high position, or even Justice, or, you know, just a major arcana. This is, oh my gosh, I just told you like my freaking partial life story in a nutshell, and this is very much depicting that. So there is romance to follow, not just in the avenue of what this implies, but also the other faceted values of what relationships hold. So other dynamics. So even when it comes to work, even like my day job versus like what I'm doing here. This is excellent. This is freaking excellent. Okay, so that's the front of that. Okay, jackpot. Told you. Okay, and then the back cards, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. So this is inevitable victory. It is, just consider it done. We have the adventure here on the adventure card implied here in the very back, kind of like the Indy Jones. Indiana Jones, for sure. Yeah. What is this? Oh, it takes some time for this person to deliver this message to this lady, and it implies social aspect. Yeah, definitely, because the Knight of Pentacles takes oh gosh, where's my speech pattern here? Okay. It takes a while for them to get to their destination point. Not because it is inefficient, but when you're carrying precious cargo, you can't be, you know, zooming about in rough terrain. And there's some careful thought into the presentation. You just don't do like a freaking Postmates, Uber delivery, whatever. There's something more to it. There's more of a VIP appeal to it. So the presentation does matter. And if you're anywhere involved in marketing, you do know that, and the dynamics of psychology, that presentation does matter. Now, not to get too wrapped up in that, because I think the newer generations and the trends have like fucked with people's mentality on, let's say, just, I don't know, like birth announcements, etc. You know, just so over the top. They kind of lose that sense of intimacy. Not saying everyone is like that. I'm just saying that, like, the concept of it. So anyway, this long story short, okay, we're getting to this Knight of Pentacles. He's delivering not a lemon, but a lime. So this guy has a sense of humor. It's funny. And either this chick is gonna get it or she is not. And that's part of like the process also of knowing what you're delivering, how you're going to present, but also comprehending like, okay, shoot, if she doesn't get it, like, what does that mean? So it's getting up all in your head, in your feels, all of that in the journey. It's an inverted route. It's an inverted version of a scenic route. So you go through like all of these things. And the journey, the physical journey, the exterior is meant to kind of alleviate what's happening on the internals. So we've got that going. But you know what this means? It's inevitable victory. Because look, dude, if this person is not successful in delivering the message to this person here, it's not 100% his fault. In fact, I don't think it's anybody's fault here. That's just the true dynamic. And when you see that for what it is, that's true victory, because that's the truth. You're going through like this committed journey of having to communicate something, whether that's on your part and or someone superior to you. So when you do that, like, let's say this is like a business deal, okay? Why am I saying it like that? I don't know. You know whether or not there's going to be a true match, because when you're putting that much forethought and, yeah, this is very much like the company that I work for. When you're putting that much forethought, not just effort, but really well thought out intentions, and the other person doesn't get it, it's like they're not going to value the same things. They're not going to see eye to eye with you. When it comes to the simplification of where are we going to go out to eat, or like, you know, whenever there's something about the simplification, like when you reduce it down to other decisions that need to be made, you're not going to see eye to eye. So this is a victory in itself, knowing whether or not that person is a true match, for sure. And this also goes like for like, I don't know, the interview process. For people who are not so mechanical within how it's being conducted nowadays. Yeah, so there's that. There's a bit of adventuring in there because there's several unknowns, and at some point you have to surrender and realize that you've done your part in the delivery process. Is that person going to pick it up too? Are they going to comprehend what this means, whatever I'm handing over to them? And what is the interim period? What's the grace period of them being able to digest the material, you know, to be able to respond accordingly? And you have to give that wiggle room to respond kind of outside of your box of expectations, and be kind of welcoming and open to the learning process of how they will respond. Holy smackerels, that's a lot of stuff here. But if you're going to like start off with the prime tens, smack in the middle, dude, how does it, what did they say? The greatest things achieved, oh god, I'm paraphrasing here, are worth the time. Something, you know what I'm talking about. You know what that saying is. But definitely. So this is basically how to get there. What is the question that we're answering today? What do we have to look forward to without compromising the things that need to get done? So we're looking at the psychology and the elements that surround us. Definitely. So this is a wonderful dynamic. We don't have to put names against this. It's either it matches or it doesn't. And this is wonderful. So they say that in manifestation, you can't like get so hung up in who it is, how it's going to happen, because you frick up the magic. Like you're holding on to like these restrictions, like I must have, and it can only be, and with that, you're getting in your own way with your own grips, your own like, how do I say it? They're personal roadblocks. Like the feng shui, the energy flow is not there when you're just like holding on to something that's supposed to go, you know, away, flush out, or whatever. That's definitely what they're saying. So it's okay. Like if you do divination and you think about these things, and you're given the answer of visualizations. This is what occurred to me this morning. And I was like, I was so warm and toasty. I was so excited and happy. And then I said, wait a minute. Shh. Hush. In fact, the prior reading that I did, there was a 0 head count, which was completely fine. But I realized, I think that's an energy that I like. That is an energy that I currently respect and I'm fond of. So I don't want to release that reading. I don't want to put it on public. Just because there was a portion of the reading that relayed more detail that I feel like, I wouldn't say compromise, but or even insult the energy. But I wouldn't want anybody to frown upon something that's personal that I read upon that I didn't realize. I was just called to read the cards, and whoever is present for that time, they you know, it's relevant to them as a case study energetic. But since things were so obvious within the reading, I didn't feel like it was correct. I mean, everything else was favorable, but I was told to let things play out. That when you see things into the future, you just have to, you can't blur it all out. You have to let things go, because there's a huge value set of wonderful things to happen, and those things are to be appreciated. So allow those things to happen, allow the appreciation, all of those energetics to flow. And this thing that might come, it's not, I think that's a little facet that I didn't want to set in stone, because that was a changeable dynamic as to whether or not this person would gravitate towards within behavioral patterns. So I didn't want to lay that on the table. Like, that's so when it comes to manifestation, back to here, to when you're given these messages, it's great. You're given them for a reason. Wait, where's the other one? Oh no, that's the way it's supposed to be. But not to cling on to them so tightly. Like, just, okay, well, that's wonderful. Okay, let's move on. Because your now moment is here. Okay, this is like, heads up. It's good. Okay. All right. Back to it. Okay, that's a hopper. What did you want to say? 2 of Wands in reverse. So there's a lot of sizing up in the situation. There's a lot to bring to the table, especially as is right now. However, there's no cap on that. Oh wait, what is this? One of my mottos. I will love you if I see you trying. I love you more when I see you succeed and you're happy about it. Yes. Definitely. Because like, there's one thing to be a sore loser, but then there's also, like, when you win and you don't realize that you've won, or no, that's not the part of it, but you won and you're not capable of feeling the feels of winning. Like, that's another thing, you know. So sizing up the situation, sizing up who you are, what you bring to the table, there's no cap to it. This is excellent. This is not like not being able to see into a situation well. Or not being able to identify, like, oh, does this person belong in this box or that box? What's the deal with this person? So rather than putting a negative connotation to the 2 of Wands in reverse, you can look up the full meaning of the 2 of Wands in reverse and its singular aspect, you know, to comprehend that portion, what it means to you. But not sizing up someone or a situation in full is definitely not a negative thing. There's learning room. Hey, how are you? I am well, thank you. How's everybody doing today? I'm assuming great, because like, jeez, this is good. We're getting some wonderful arcanas here. Combination of arcanas. But I can't spend too much time here. It's already been half an hour. I have to have some breakfast and coffee. What did you want to say? Oh, it's the Ace of Wands in reverse. Aw. There's some undercover. Oh, you have to turn on the light. Yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. So there's creativity lurking within this. A lot of hidden passions. You see this? There's the Empress energy again right there. It's hidden. You see, there's a lot to size up. There's a lot to discover within our magic, within our passions. Because Spirit Souls forewarned me that you don't realize how do I say this? How some relationships, whether friendships or romantic, business, whatever, like I didn't write off, I don't even know freaking where to start. Okay, so I didn't write off my feelings towards engaging in, you know, a new romantic relationship. I didn't write that off, but at the same time, it wasn't like on the plate for, it wasn't at the top of my list for interest. It was just it was like, okay, yeah, it was just never something that like it was just not on at the top of my list, and I was fine with that. I didn't like, there's a lot of stuff to figure out. Oh shoot, 10% battery. Shit, give me a second. Give me a second. So it was never, I don't know, it was just not in my, you know. Let me see, how am I gonna prop this thing up? Ugh. Mickey, can you help me out? Okay. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Oh, shit. Does that work? Okay. It'll have to. Yeah. I need to eat something. God. Okay, it's gonna be okay. Yeah, so I didn't write that off. I didn't write off a relationship, but Spirit is just telling me recently, you have no idea what that can do for you to like spark up the avenue. There to realizing not just reassert, like amplify the life around you. You know, like when you're in love, you get all googly eyed. It's kind of like that. So things just seem brighter and more doable and more fixable, and for me to work along those lines, dude, I could do fucking anything. I could do them. I forgot. I like how do I say it? I've been supposedly like in love before, but to have the terms like I'm not the person that I was once before. None of us really are, especially if you visited my readings. So with that, your terms are very different in how you look at the world. So falling in love at this point with anything, with any sentience, with any passion project or whatever, is much more elevated and so much more impactful. It's matured. So the concept of falling in love is way, way different. Definitely. So they're saying it can do so much more for you. And I think with that whole reasoning about, the arguments of twin flames and that, I don't talk about it within its traditional sense. I do it more of like on a community-based level. Like you're my true, like, ride or die kin, It's not as casual as that, but there's something more to it. So the argument where like spiritual warfare, they're trying to keep you from your person. They're doing all kinds of things that I realize now the connection, what that means. It means that what we were just explaining here, we could do so much more quality work. We can enjoy what we're doing. What that means? When you're when an employer keeps their person happy, their MVP or whatever happy, dude, like the MVP is not there for no reason. So the right MVPs are not going to take advantage of it. They're going to appreciate it. So it's going to do what it's meant to do, which is amplify what they're bringing to the table. So that's the same thing here. And that's the reason why, with the essence of like spiritual warfare, now I understand why they're trying to keep you away from your person. It's not like a freaking, they're trying to, when I hear this through the grapevine, I'm like, why the fuck would they care? Like, is they that petty? And I realize there's actually a rationale to it. I get it now. Now I can frickin' it's relayed to the world. The secret is out. So there's no rush to get to my person, or to anybody to get to their person. It's more like now you know what you're working with. You know how to become more open-minded, but also very discerning of what this means to that, Bottom of the deck is 4 of Pentacles in reverse. Yep, so we're not going to micromanage just because of this news that we're hearing today. Top of the deck, Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I think the hidden messaging there is, the mother of all sentience starts from herself, starts from within. So that no pentacle is misplaced. Something about, it's kind of like hiding receipts when you invest in yourself. The learning process, and because it'll further amplify the engagement process. That's what they all saying. Okay, middle of the deck. What is it? Oh, it's justice. For sure. For sure. This is excellent. She's got like some fairy wings here, dude. She works hard in this healing process of like balancing truths. So this is great. You want to see what justice looks like again? Right there. This is wonderful. Some things to look forward to without compromising what needs to get done. Justice is going to balance shit out. Like whether it's the courts, the judge, or whoever's superior to that. I don't know, Supreme Court, whatever. There's something about the Supreme Court here. Things are going to balance out. All of these little things, like these, I don't even want to call them hiccups. Let's call them burps, okay? These burps that we're faced with right now, if you approach them with diligence, with the heart, like with the belief that, you know what, this is going to get done. Like something as minimal as, okay, my boss was waiting for an Amazon package. I originally fucked up because I didn't like using regular Internet Explorer when she sent me the link. So I transferred it over. I copied the Mostest to the that I got possibly do or whatever to Google Chrome. And I purchased it, but like it had the same prefix, but then like said for a different version of her phone. But it was like the prefix was correct of the same version, but there was like a modification of that version. So I'm like, motherfucker. It got there. What is it? So the old one, the incorrect one got there like supposedly early, and it was like a quick fix, and I didn't wait for her like with something like small and minuscule. Like I didn't really. Oh, she wrote down the direction. Like, oh, it's not the right one or whatever. So then I moved quick, and it came yesterday, but it was like they kept checking with me, her and her boss were checking with me, and I'm like, it said before 10 o'clock, and I'm like, there's no fucking way that I'm gonna tell them that on a Friday. It might come as late as 10 o'clock. I was like, nope, let's just believe it. Let's look at the tracking. No, we're gonna believe it's who the frick who of all Amazon drivers is going to want to drive up to a business, go like up a flight of, like work with like elevator issues, after hours and drop off. Who wants to work that late? Come on. Like not even an Amazon driver. No. So I didn't even go that far into thinking of things. I was just like, no, it's going to come. It's going to come. And, if not, then if not, that's what it is. But anyway, it got there. It got there a few hours before her business closed. But so what were we talking about here? Shoot. When we are, thank you, encountering life's hiccups and burps and all of that, belches, yeah, we have to trust, like, okay, it's just keeping focus without the stern aspect of it. Okay, we're trading off that stern aspect with the belief, the trust. Like, okay, you gotta get things done. It's kind of motherly within that role, but it's not doting. It's not. It's just tending to emergency situations. Yeah. Your child gets hurt. What do you do? A client didn't get a report, or like there was they couldn't, like it was a bad link. Okay, you tend to it. You're not like navigating like, oh shit, that's like the biggest client that we have. Like I can't believe I fucked up. There's none of that. Okay, there's none of that. These are common little like human error discrepancies. Like we're gonna face it. And if when it comes to the big stuff, you're that much more freed up because you didn't spend all that bullshit on bullshit. But with the bigger stuff, for sure, that'll put you in the more like a work within a clarity of, let's say again, feng shui, when you're navigating through certain little things, like those little things are taken care of. So it's just easier to tend to the larger stuff. Okay. That's what they're saying. So the things that we have to look forward to are, encountering not just these wonderful new revelations, but engaging in all of these like burps, hiccups, whatever. And they are telling me, just as everybody else knows that is very much goal-oriented, is that when you encounter those things and you resolve those little bits and pieces, they're just like little pats on the back. They're things to cross off on the list. They're intermittent goals that are accomplished without saying that, like without putting them on the list. They're things that just, oh my gosh, my leg is getting numb. What's going on here? Okay. But that's what's happening. So, I was going to just write off the, how do I say it? I was just going to type up the title as things to look forward to, because and then just X out the rest. But I'm like, no, there is such a huge difference in how they answer questions. So you have to position them properly. And even though it might not be the most perfect question, especially if you're in flight mode, in adventure mode within what's the unfamiliar, it's like not to get too hung up on it. You're always going to improve. So you got to start somewhere. So this, some people are popping the question here. So whether it's popping the question or having a big ask, you have to not get so wrapped up in, like, you have to believe in yourself to be able to navigate through not just proposing the question, but also knowing that you can follow through with the dialogue, because you're not, like, we're at a certain point. We're not engaging in relationships where there's no reciprocative value, that where there's no opportunity for a dialogue to happen. um, we're not put in those situations anymore. um, you trust that there's a certain amount of I don't know how to say it. How do you want me to say it? There's no. They tell me that I know how to say it. Uh. Um. The sentience on the other end. You can respect them enough to be able to see that they are going to give you the same due respect in given that there's a same, like, value base. So how do I say it? So you know that you are not going to be put in a position where you're due to engage with someone on a regular, and um, that person doesn't have the same value base, such as, like, on a very base level, looking at business, they don't appreciate they don't appreciate feedback. They're not open to feedback. So that tells you when someone is not interested in that at all, that they are very closed off, closed-minded. They're set in their ways. They're not open to like, it says a lot, when you look at people's values. Everybody has growing opportunities, but that's why when you're looking at these questions, these very, very important questions, not to get too tangled up in the, what is it, the Knight of Pentacles energy. Like, you have to put a cap on it, like certain, and that can't be like crammed, like that can't be done like an overnight thing. But for these certain questions, like, at a certain point, you have to believe that there'll be more traction, progress within the communications aspect. So it's bilateral. All right, holy smokes, what am I doing with all of this? Last thing to take away here is the Ace of Swords in reverse. So it's pinpointing that. That's crazy. Yeah, just think about, like, solving a crime. Or like you're traveling and you're doing some navigating, some plotting out of points. That's what it is, plotting out of data points in order to connect. It's messaging. Like, what is our true intention here? What was the perpetrator's intentions? What oh my gosh, this is definitely in the seat of justice too. There are many watching this that could be reminded of the purpose of plotting those data points. I personally found it tedious to keep journals for, let's say, my son's health and how it, like his diet and all of that, and how it impacted like school attendance and whether he was at his dad's house or my house, or, like, and the tedious, like the text and when that was said. And it's like, at a certain point, I have to put a cap on things and I have to realize that's just busy work. Certain parts of it are busy work. So, how do we get to that point of like plotting those data points? I think when you get to the realm of spirituality, you have to trust that karma will reach its people. Like the things that you are not able to address in the seat of justice, the universe will sort out. That you have to believe that, like, you're attracting at this level other sentience within your likeness. So they're going to be able to help pinpoint other things for you. And it's not just for you. This is like the essence of energy. This is like speaking for so many others that are put in the same position. So they're similar positions. So for me, in plotting out those data points, I think it's just looking at the big, I don't know, like the energy that is becoming more intrusive in its dude, like there were so many texts back and forth that were just like freaking, I don't even this is all even after judgment was written up, that there was still a lack of compliance. And it's like, dude, somebody wants attention that badly that they will defy whatever's positioned within the seat of judgment, so that I could, say, oh, this hasn't been, done. This hasn't been, like, where are we at with this? Like, at a certain point, like, it doesn't matter how professional you are, and civil you are. Like, people are going to be however they're going to be. But what does this mean for us, I think partially it's good because you have to kind of like shut down at a certain point, not respond to certain feedback that is meant to be positioned as beneath you because they think that's where you're at. So this is wonderful because the little do they know is it's helping me in the dating scene. It's helping me in the business world as far as navigating bullshit on a very personal level. However they're positioning it, it makes it so much easier. You gotta take your wins. Yeah. Okay. So we're going off. We're meandering. We're not really meandering. That was the true answer. I had to really sort things out, and plotting those points. Okay. Figuring out intentions. Okay. So when we're looking at that, the most we're gonna close this with saying that with this final card, it's like bondage right there, right? It's knowing what my intentions are, because I'm not looking to magically, how do I say it? Because there's certain magic that I have that I know I need to be very, 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 very careful. So I have to remember that I'm between both worlds of energetics. I mean, there's more than two worlds, but you know what I mean. Like, my energy is very much in touch with different realms. And I have to be very, very, very careful because I'm not trying to like bind anyone to me. However, this area, okay, of understanding what bonds are without the binding, is very much what I'm for. So, when we're pinpointing the intentions, all of that, it's only for those that really matter, you know. All the rest is just not worth my time. Yeah, because when you boil it down, when you focus on the most important things, it's just, it makes it so much easier to speak to things that really don't matter. So signifying card for that is the Empress in reverse, for sure. The Empress looking at things objectively, as she should. Oh my gosh, the Empress has already birthed, because she's looking good right now. I mean, not to say that if you're pregnant, you're not looking good. Definitely not. Those are two different glows. But I'm hearing Janis Joplin. Summertime. She's looking good now. Yeah. So such like a warmer climate for sure. This is great. Now I can have my breakfast or my brunch. We can all do it. Fantastic. All right. So thank you to all donations provided in light and love, of light and love. It is received and appreciated. Thanks so much. So upon closing these portals and this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine, assisting with a sequence of rollout. In light and love. I close these portals in this reading. Now.